back to my favorite spot again. The guy who's always picking and bringing back new records in the store. It's been fairly recent. I don't know what order I'll actually post this in. I try to go in order, but when I go to the same store a lot like this, I try to mix it up. So I think I've reported here 2, maybe 3 times, and the last time you'll see there was a lot of stuff that I picked up, and there's a lot of stuff I left because I already had a good stack. So I'm coming back to see if any of that's left, and maybe even he's got new ones. There's a couple 78s I wanted to pick up I missed last time, and a couple out. So let's see if we can find it. I'll tune in as we pull up in the driveway in just a little bit. Well, coming up on our store here. Let's head inside. Let's see if our old buddy has found any more records on his picking trips. this store. The recording part wasn't very long because I knew right where all the good records were, because there's a previous video that you guys have already seen here that's been uploaded that has all kinds of records in it. And I'm sure by this point there's been a lot of feedback on what I missed, and and like I said, some of it I had, some of it I didn't, but keep telling me, keep making the comments, because it may be something, like Betty Davis, that I'm not aware of, that I might want to go back and take a look at. So with that being said, this probably won't be my last stop, because I still left some that I would like to have. It's just I had a stack, and it was going to be a pretty good bit of money, but these made it all the way to my second trip here, so hopefully a third trip I can pick up some more of them. If not, he's always going out and picking and stuff, so he's bound to have some more. That's why I like his store so much, is because he's constantly replenishing his supply. And so you don't have to go like you do to a lot of stores and just pick back over the same old stuff with the hopes that there's 5 or 10 extra hidden in there somewhere. Like one store owner told me that he just kind of sits on the shelf when he kind of runs across them, at estate sales and stuff. This guy actively pursues, and he may buy boxes at the time. This was like 3 or 4 new boxes of 300 or 400, and that's the kind of way this guy does his. So that's why I like to go to his store. But anyway, that's a lot of rambling, trying to fit it all in. But I'll get the stack here and we'll go through it. There was a lot, like I said, so we'll try to go through them pretty quick, because they're most of them are pretty common ones. There was the birds, turn, turn, turn. I have a few birds, but not this one. And this one was in pretty good shape. As you can see, the vinyl looks real clean. And no inner sleeve to say, it's just a plain one. The next was Santana. And I thought I'd had this one actually, but luckily I skimmed through my Discogs, and I think what it was is I saw it a few times, but it wasn't in good enough condition. This one was, and it has, of course, Black Magic Woman, a bunch of the songs like that. A little ring wear and all, but like the ones I wasn't seeing was a lot worse condition than this. And it's a gatefold. And this has the poster too, or a poster. I'm assuming it came with this. I don't try to open it all up. Sometimes I make a mess out of them trying to put them back up, but there's part of it. So maybe I can unfold the whole thing here without messing it up. But this was still in it, which I'm assuming came with it. So we'll slide it back in. And then also the vinyl. And it was clean. It almost looked unplayed too. Then I found Wild Cherry. This one, of course, has Play That Funky Music. And it was in good condition. Record had some light scuffing, but nothing I thought would skip. It might bring a little noise to it. I hadn't listened to this one yet because I have such a stack. I hadn't got to it at the time of making this video. That one's a good one. I got Sly and the Family Stone Greatest Hits. I didn't have any, and this one was the greatest hit, so it seemed to be a good one to start with, since it would have all the hits. It's a gatefold with an image this way. And just a standard inner sleeve, so we won't show it. And there's the vinyl. Then next here we have Def Leppard. This is some more of the 80s rock my brother used to listen to, so I remember hearing all that too, and I liked a lot of it too. I won't throw it all off on him. Here's the rear of it. And this, and apparently, yeah, it looks like it has the original sleeve liner too. And the vinyl is real clean. So we'll slide it back in here. And there's Hendrix. I'm a huge Hendrix fan, so if I don't have a Hendrix one, it's gonna have to be in real bad condition for me not to buy it. And this one wasn't near bad enough for me not want to buy it. It's actually pretty good condition. And then the vinyl. I think the inner sleeve's, you know, pretty much standard for that era. It's nothing special. This one's a little scuffy and dusty, but it should play. I was about to listen to it next. I'll show you which one I'm currently listening to. I had to pull off the player to actually add to my stack when we get to it. Next here's Grover Washington Jr. I'm a huge Grover Washington Jr. fan. He kind of one of the founders of the smooth jazz movement. And I like some of the smooth jazz, but particularly his. You know, after hearing the pop records, you know, like Just the Two of Us, you know, I started looking at more and more of his music, and I kind of liked his style. So you've probably seen a few more I flipped through, but I already had those. This one I didn't, so I went ahead and picked it up. It was in real good condition, you know, nice spine and everything. It has the original inner sleeve too. Someone taped it, and it was even the tape was busted, so I glued it, and that fixed it. But so it has that, and of course the vinyl looked new. And it looks like from the front here, if I had bought it from Second Charles, I would have paid more because it actually still has the sticker. I don't really like this, but since it's stuck here, I don't want to risk trying to take it off without damaging the sleeves, so I'll just leave it. It says $4.95. I think my whole stack averaged out to $2.50, $3 a piece. Now the Doors greatest hits. I didn't have any Doors. I always look for them, but I saw a greatest hits, so again, it seemed like a good one to start with. And actually, yeah, I think it has the inner sleeve. There's good old Jim Morrison. And more Doors albums and advertisements for those on the back. And the vinyl is real clean. So I really, really like shopping with this guy. I can't reiterate it enough. Now sometimes you'll go months without him finding nothing. But if you just get lucky enough like I did then to run in there, you know, just a few days or weeks after he's got some new ones in, you'll get lucky. And I found some Bowie. Here's some David Bowie, Young Americans. Yep, it's got a inner sleeve too. It's just got the credits and stuff, song list. But it's very clean vinyl again. That's always nice to see. A lot of times I get questionable vinyl and it's something I really, really want, and I just bite the bullet, and most of the time it'll play. Every now and then I get a skip or two, but usually I don't risk no more than $2 or $3 a piece. If it's a $5 or higher bin and it looks questionable, I just don't risk it not playing. Found another Bowie. Here's David Bowie. It still had shrink around it. Not closed shrink, but shrink nobody had ever peeled off. They'd split it, of course, to get the record out. But had a few price stickers. Those are kind of neat to see sometimes. They're not really hype, but you can see the progression of it. You know, a store named Kelly's here had it for $8.99, then a sale of $4.99. And apparently somebody got it then, or either the record store closed and it went to these collectors. It's got an inner sleeve with some stuff on it. Didn't want to pull it all the way out because this one's in sideways so you can easily access the record, and it's kind of hard to get in and out. And there's the record. Yeah, like I said, it looks new too. So that's a nice find if you like Bowie. Got a Steppenwolf, and this is Wild Gold, so it has basically the hits. Yeah, Born to Be Wild, all of them, Rock Me, Magic Carpet Ride, a bunch of those. A little ink mark on the front, but nothing too bad. There's the rear. No special inner sleeve, so, but the record looks real good. Let's see what we got now. Oh yeah, Alice Cooper's greatest hits. Y'all probably seen from going through the footage that there was a few Alice Coopers. Some of them were in real bad shape. Some of them, the sleeve had actually stuck to the record, you know, and probably wasn't coming off, so I didn't risk getting those. I started to get one of the ones that didn't have a sleeve, but then I found this one, and it was in immaculate condition, you know, not even any fuzzy corners, you know, as they started to wear it. It looks like it come out of a record store. And it's the greatest hits. No special inner sleeve, but like I said, the vinyl don't like it's ever been played. Then, since I only have one of these guys I've been able to find hunting out in the wild, since I saw this in the wild, I went ahead and picked it up too. It's CCR, the Royal Albert Hall concert. The Royal Albert Hall concert. I'm letting all these words run together. So it has basically all the hits because it's a concert. Born on the Bayou, Green River, Traveling Band, Who Will Stop the Rain, Proud Mary, Fortunate Son. I mean, you just have to name off the whole record if you covered all the hits. I'm trying to stare at this lens, but I get disoriented trying to watch what I'm doing instead of watching the lens so you guys can see me. And like I said, I don't edit none of it out, so y'all just see me. I edit real bad stuff out, but if it's just me misspeaking or stuff, we're all human, right? There's the rear of it with that nice set list. And there's the record from Fantasy Records. I like those old Fantasy Records with the little blue label and all. But these newer ones will do. All right. And I got a bunch of Willie Nelson, but I didn't have Red-Headed Stranger. I have a lot of his, and since this one was in such good condition, I went ahead and picked it up. All the seams look good. One thing I didn't notice while in the store, and that was a scratch. It looks a little questionable, but I got to listen to it and say it's right in the middle. It's hard to see on film. But the rest of the record and the other side looks like it's never been played, so I might would have left it if I noticed that in the store, because you can see Willie's everywhere. No pun intended. And there's the inner sleeve. So that's a good one. Found a little Lennon. So here's Lennon and Ono. So John and Oko. I got it because I listened to a little Lennon, especially the solo albums, and of course the Beatles. But this one still had shrink left around it, and the record was in immaculate condition. And I had the inner sleeve with all the lyrics. So I figured, might as well get it. The record looked new. I don't like it as good as some of the other stuff. Try to be easy on the hate mail there. I do like it, but I like the solo stuff or the Beatles stuff better. We'll put it that way. And then the last one, I was real excited to find this one. I hadn't seen them very much in the wild, and you know I like guitar a lot. You can see the guitars and stuff usually hanging around the wall back there, and various other instruments. So when I see these, like you've seen Santana, Hendrix, those kind of stuff, if it's guitar guys and I don't have it, I usually pick it up if it's in good enough condition. And so this guy's no exception. I picked up a Jerry Garcia. This is the Reflections album. Yep, out there in the wild, so to speak. I call it semi-wild because the guy in the store really does the picking. but he doesn't scalp you with prices. I mean, you go in there, and if it's a semi-popular album, like nothing that was like huge, you're gonna get them for a couple bucks a piece, even especially if you stack up 10 plus. And I buy a lot from him, so maybe he discounts them a little more than he would other people, but he's kind of one of them stores where you go up, you get a stack, he kind of looks through them, and y'all barter on a price. And usually he's pretty good, so I don't barter too much. Every now and then I'll bring him down a notch if we don't agree. And sometimes he'll come on down with me if it ain't too much. And this stack, like I said, I think they equated out to about $3 and some change a piece, which I think is very reasonable for the condition of most of them. This one, the condition wasn't quite as good, but I mean, I'm just being picky. This had busted loose, so there's a little fray here, and I think this was really on the bottom corner at one point, because this is kind of, it matches this as far as the damage pattern. Can't see it as good through the sleeve, but, and I could take it out of this mess. So that's it. That was a very old sleeve protector it was in, so there's, like I said, at the corner. Like I said, it's not real bad. It doesn't affect the graphics. Sometimes when I do get one that's slightly damaged, if it's an artist like I like this, you know, I like to make sure I can see all the graphics and read all the text if at all possible. And if the damage doesn't inhibit my ability to read any text and images, I go ahead and get it. And that's just my own personal preference. Everybody's got their thing. Me, I'll go with some questionable damage for the right price. Like I said, as long as it don't mess up the graphics. And I'll even go with messing up the graphics if it's like out of that quarter bin or maybe $1 or less. I go to pushing $5. I got a little bit higher expectations. You know, like no graphic damage to the text and images. But anyway, no special inner sleeve. Well, there actually was a extra sheet. You see those from time to time. This is like the set list with the personnel on it, front and back. That was still in there. And then it had a sleeve liner with the plastic coating inside the paper. I forgot what those are called. Y'all can put it in the comments. The vinyl looks real good too, though. I already listened to this one. This is the one I was telling you about. I went ahead and got off the player. It's the first one I wanted to listen to. Guitar guys, just because I'm a guitar guy. I like listening to them. And, but I like all the other stuff too that I have in that pile. And I left a lot more. Comment all the stuff that you would have got you might like. Let me go online and look it up, you know, kind of stream it and see if it's stuff I'd like too. Because I'm going to make another trip. And if I got my order correctly, I think this should be the second trip to this store already that I've posted. I'm about a month behind, but I stay that way on purpose because I may not get to go every week. But I like to post something every week, you know, to kind of keep it flowing for everyone, so there ain't these large gaps of not seeing anything. And but I think this will be the second time I've recorded here, and it's about time for the first one in a couple weeks from me doing this to actually hit YouTube. And then you'll see this one probably a couple weeks after that, if I don't misalign them purposely and put this one right after the other trip to that store and kind of do part 1, part 2. We'll see how that works out. But that was Garcia, and that is it for this haul. But like I said, I think it was a extremely good haul, especially for like the classic rock and hard rock and everything. And they're getting harder to get for a reasonable price. I see them a lot in antique stores still for, you know, around $10, and that's just rounding. They could be as low as 5 or 6 and as high as 12 or 15, but 10 seems to be about the average. So I usually shoot for stuff that I like that other people may not like, that I can get cheaper if I'm in one of those kind of antique stores, unless it's something I really been looking for. But that's it. That's the haul. I've rambled enough, so I'll let you guys go and start working on another video. And please like and subscribe below, and comment if you'd like to see you know, additional content that kind of relates to this. So we'll catch you guys next time.